I'm Sori.
That's Boomy.
And Vita and Chip and Culpy.
Did a fireside yesterday night.
Look at this thing.
Disgusting.
This giant York peppermint patty.
Disgusting.
It's so scary looking.
Ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. The kids had it.
Absolutely disgusting.
But they didn't want it. A friend of the family sent it to us.
So we did a fireside yesterday. It's about 2 hours. Had some strident disagreement. We were talking about the wall. We were talking about the big homie Trump.
Yep.
Doing all that jazz. We might do another fireside tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The fireside is basically just a live stream. It's basically a call-in show where you call in. We usually have a subject. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we do open mic Fridays. If you want to be in the know, you gotta subscribe. Middle America, Vin and Sori, or My Sori Life.
Right, because you don't know which channel it's going to pop up on.
Right.
If it's on mine, it's not about political discussions. It's about our lives, and you can chat with us about whatever.
Right. If it's mine, then prepare to be angry. The big homie M Death fan, he was pretty mad at me.
Well, I was in and out cooking.
We were going at it. That's my guy, Marine, Semper Fi. Good dude.
I feel like you got to give him a pass because you. Never mind.
I don't care if you're my own flesh and blood. Nobody gets a pass.
No, I know it's true.
Dunzo. That's obviously been established. Okay. Patreon pick. Funeralopolis, Electric Wizard, Dope Throne. This is from the
True Cult.
This True Cult. Did they have the little blurb?
Here it is.
Track
Stoner
2
Doom.
of their classic 8-song album, Dope Throne. The record is Stoner Doom Canon. That record is Stoner Doom Canon. I guess it's like one of the best. Stoner Doom is rock music fusion genre, heavy metal subgenre that combines elements of heavy metal and or doom metal with psychedelic rock and acid rock. Okay?
Okay.
Pioneered by Black Sabbath. What did this band not pioneer? Good lord. These guys they need to have like their own shrine. And of course this stupid computer's frozen again. I hate this computer. Good lord.
I don't know how I just had a feather in my mouth a couple minutes ago, but that really grossed me out.
Maybe you had a pillow somewhere? Alright, so we're gonna listen to some Stoner Doom now. What is this, Funeralopolis?
Yeah. Funeralopolis? Yeah. Okay, ready?
Hold on, I gotta get the lyrics up because this computer froze. And I want to make sure I know what these boys are saying.
Anyway, there's a lot of different stuff in our store. I guess I'll talk about that. If you look down below the video, but I don't know if it shows if you're looking from your phone, but definitely from a computer, you'll see, you can click on it and see like whatever you're seeing. There's like 4 or 5 pages worth of stuff, so there's something for everyone.
Let's do it.
And go.
Go!
Go.
replaced.
Yup.
What in the world?
It sounded like what I would expect from, like, what did they say? Did he say stoner doom metal?
Doom
metal? Yeah, like it kind of had like that doomy sound to it, but yet it also had a stoner sound to it. I thought.
Really?
Like, yeah, the very beginning of the song. Did you think so?
See, I was coming up in high school. What do you mean by stoner?
Just chill.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. Yeah.
It just has that kind of sound, slow, just low.
Hey, man.
But it also has this, like, we're fucked. It's not good. So, but then the song started, and I was like, whoa, this is so, what do you say, nihilistic?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is the
epitome of nihilism.
the epitome of nihilism.
Nihilism.
Whatever. That's same thing. You say ex nihilo, ex nihilo, same thing. Go ahead.
When he said, no reason to live, dead in the womb, there was something where where is that line? Okay, we'll come across it and I'll be like, that's the one.
That second verse was insane. When he said, the whole thing. I don't care, this world means nothing.
This is the part.
Life has no meaning, my feelings are numb. Faceless masses filled like gravestones, sacrificed for the glory of one. Funerary cities, flesh-pressed factories, corporate maggots feeding on the carrion. Funeralopolis, gray morgue apocalypse, black clouds form to block out the sun.
Yeah. That was the part.
That line right there, that stanza was insane. Whoever this guy is, what's his name?
I was like, yikes!
Tim Bagshaw and Just Osborne. Whoever wrote that second segment was insanely talented. If you want to talk about, because, post-industrial Western world is, there's a lot of opportunities for a nihilistic mindset for sure.
Yeah.
And so, life has no meaning, my feelings are numb. Faceless masses filled like gravestones, sacrifice for the glory of one. What did you think of that one? Sacrifice for the glory of one.
That I didn't know, because I was like, who's the one? I don't know. I didn't know. Because I actually didn't see that part until you read it just now to me, because I was focusing on the beginning part. I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds so horrible. I have no idea for the glory of one what that would be. Because I thought everybody was gone after.
I think it's talking about like how people get sent off to war, probably. Like it's one kind of guy who tells everybody else to go fight and die and all this, and they'll get sacrificed for one person.
Well, then it says corporate maggots feed on the carrion. So is that?
I think he's talking about probably the military-industrial complex, which, if you cut that in half, on the top one, it's all the guys that died, right? And then if you look at the industrial side of it, you got maggots, corporate maggots, gray morgue apocalypse.
Yeah, I didn't get anything like that out of that.
What'd you get out of it?
I just thought, I don't care, this world means nothing, life has no meaning, my feelings are numb, faceless masses filed like gravestones. It was just, a gravestone, it's just gray, it's got a name on it, but there's nothing there.
Right.
And I just thought that it was just everybody, like when he looks at the world, he's like, look, nothing has meaning, there's nothing that has any value to it. I'm numb, I'm looking at these people, they have nothing, like everything is just meaningless.
But it's sacrificed for the glory of one.
Yeah, but I never saw that line, so.
But yeah, I hear what you're saying. But
it says corporate maggots feed on the carrion. What is carrion?
A carrion's like a dead body.
Okay, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like, it also, that part reminded, because it said corporate, reminded me of, like, well, maybe that's why you're saying post-industrial. Like, sometimes when you go to work, like, and you're working, like, in just a job, like, you kind of feel like that. Like, I remember feeling like that at one of my jobs. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm losing myself doing this.
Yeah.
Like, that feeling, and you feel like, who am I? Like, it was such a weird feeling. Like, I was just making sandwiches. I was like, I wasn't made for this. I wasn't made to just make sandwiches all day.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
just filling finger rolls.
Yeah, and it is interesting because the more and more, this becomes a job per se, it's completely different the feeling that I get is completely different from the other jobs that I've had.
Oh, well, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, like,
well,
I feel like we're doing something meaningful.
Easy to see the value in it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing something meaningful. If I look at, you know, I pull up a comment, somebody says, oh, this Metallica thing, and the one we did yesterday, it's like, oh, and he was at the concert and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like I wanted to do it because he was at the show, and it was almost like I was like connecting with that guy, and I have no idea who he is. He probably didn't even watch the video. You know what I mean? Like
I'm sure you did.
Like, I mean, I don't know, but it's like I feel like I'm doing something meaningful when we're doing this.
I agree. Well, it's not just that, like, who connects to what, like, songs as far as what they've been, but like the experiences that we're all having together. And people will say, like, you know, and I brought it up before when people are like, I love you guys, like, and I believe that people do have like feelings of love toward us, even though they haven't met us like face to face. Like, we all sit in this room together a lot of times. You know what I mean? So I think that, yeah, and then just like the messages that people will send, like some of them are like, deep,
really, really, really deep stuff.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So. But if you're just in the corporate world,
it's tough. It's a tough place to be.
And you got to find ways to, because I've been in the corporate world myself, you got to find ways to create meaning within that and be like, okay, the guy at the board meeting or the shareholders don't give a damn about me or anybody that I work with.
Yeah.
And then you have to say to yourself, like, as a manager, you got to say, okay, well, I can be the type of manager that does care about my people and does communicate to them that they're valuable more beyond what they can produce.
Yeah.
And you in doing that, then you create, you know, your own meaning in your workspace, you know, that supersedes the bare naked fact of other than us, you know, outside of working for each other, then it becomes this corporate thing, and it's extremely discouraging.
Yep.
But the other side of that, though, is that because of my belief, I believe that everybody that works with me is working with me for a purpose.
Right.
So,
and you have the belief that every person has value. Right. They were made in the image of God, so that automatically
beyond what they can produce. That's correct.
So and that's like you're more like real with that than even like I am. Like I want to see some production, you know. But you're like. But you do too. You want to see like stuff get accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, people see me melt down. Let's underachieve.
Right, exactly. But I think at the core, people know, you know.
Well, yeah.
How you view them and stuff like that.
Well, I don't think that their productivity makes them more valuable. I think that's the difference. The productivity doesn't make them more valuable to me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
I don't think I'm there yet, people.
Well, that's how most people are, but that's why in the corporate world people generally like working with me, because I'm hard. I'm not easy to work with.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, they know that they're valued. But if I started off, here's that thing in Ecclesiastes where, you know, he's talking about work. And he's like, your miserable, worthless life. Oh. And there's this book called Ecclesiastes in the Bible, and if you struggle with depression, you shouldn't read it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, really.
But he's talking about work and how mundane it is and how meaningless and vain it is. Vanity, vanity. It's all vanity.
Yeah.
Everything under the sun is vanity. And I think in Ecclesiastes, the term under the sun means living life as if there was nothing above the sun.
Right.
Namely God, you know, but if you live your life under the sun, you know, then here you are.
I never liked that part where it said like that the sun goes down and rushes around to come up again. Like it's just
the sun has a boring, meaningless job. Gosh. Even the sun has a boring, meaningless job, according to Ecclesiastes. And somebody's gonna get triggered. Say that's dumb. The sun doesn't go up or down. The Bible's dumb. Right. So is your local meteorologist. Okay. That was a bonus.
Oh, we're talking about the corner of our eye.
That guy. Oh,
that was funny though. I like that part.
But yeah, you gotta find a way to create meaning in your work. That's where that phrase comes. Whatever your hand finds to do it with all your might.
No, it's true. Yeah, it's true.
You know, you gotta, that's the only way to get out of the mundanity of your job is to work hard and do your best, or venture out and start a business. And do 2 jobs, and have no family, and have people be angry at you.
Well.
Okay, Funeral Planet, Dead Black Asteroid. But the soundtrack, the sound of the music, was like the soundtrack to a very bleak, gray apocalypse. It wasn't like it wasn't like that.
Right.
It was gray, and it never went to a heavy, and that was perfect because it wasn't that type of apocalypse. It was like he said something like the Earth is dead and we don't even know it, something like that. The Earth has died and no one has seen. Yeah. So I really it painted that world very right on the dot accurate.
Yeah.
Death shrouded existence, slave for a pittance, condemned to die before I could breathe. Millions are screaming. The dead are still living. Woo! He said human zombies. I was like, why would you say human zombies? That doesn't make any sense. Aren't all zombies like former humans or whatever? Why would you say human zombies? Doesn't make sense to me.
No, because because remember how he said, he said it here at the beginning. The world is a tomb, staring blank faces. They look human, but they're zombies. Like a zombie is a zombie, and you look at it, you're like, yo, that's a zombie.
Oh, they haven't
but these
turned.
Are human
they haven't
zombies.
Turned yet.
Yeah, well, inwardly they are. They're
just
whatever, but outwardly they're human looking. So, staring blank faces, no reason to live, dead in the womb. Dead in the womb. That's so. That's very bleak. It's not like, okay, you're gonna be born and then somewhere in there you're gonna become like us. It's like just from the very beginning, you're just dead. None of these people are okay.
Well, what's interesting is the Bible says that you're born spiritually dead.
Yeah, spiritually dead, yeah.
Well, that's what he's talking about, obviously. He's not talking about physically dead.
No, but I feel like he's talking about, soulishly.
Yeah, I don't think that he's got the language or the English to attach to what he's saying, but it's obviously a metaphysical form of death. Because he says dead in the womb.
Yeah.
And that's directly connected to the fact that he's got no reason to live. Because everybody's looking for a telos. The hammer wants a nail.
Yep.
It's like, why, I was made a hammer. And the fact that you want a nail indicates that you realize that you were made for a very specific reason.
Right.
So this is a conundrum that I find myself when I talk to people who claim that they believe that there's no God or whatever. And then I say, oh, okay, your life is meaningless. And they get insulted. Well, why do you get insulted? Mm-hmm. It seems to me what you're saying is that you've got this inner innate draw toward the concept of meaningfulness.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why do you care about being meaningful in the first place?
Right.
If everything started out with random meaninglessness. Don't try to argue with me. Just think about the point.
Right. No, I agree.
Yeah. If the hammer sprouted legs and could think, you'd be like, man, I wish I had a nail. And that hammer's writing songs about wishing he had a nail. Mm-hmm. And then you go, oh, you would go to that guy and say, well, yeah, it's because you're a hammer, and you were created for a nail. Mm-hmm. That's where you find your meaning.
Yeah.
But if you say that everything just came about randomly, then why this innate drive in every single human being for this concept of meaning in the first place?
I think about that too when people they're like, there's gotta be, when people look at the night sky and you're just especially in the summertime when it's very, wintertime when it seems even farther away. And you're looking at up at everything and you're thinking to yourself, there's got to be more out there. When people have those moments where there's something that's much bigger than themselves and they recognize that they are something small and something grander, and then but that there's something, even though they can't necessarily put their finger on what it is, that feeling and that thought process has always intrigued me. Same, but it's the same concept.
Yeah. So it's it's beyond, well, we can make meaning for ourselves. I get that, you can. What I'm saying is, why do you want to make meaning for yourself in the first place? And then when you can't, why do you write songs about it?
Right. Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Well, I do know.
Right. Yeah, it's true. Why are you upset that you can't find meaning and then therefore saying you're dead because you have no meaning?
Right.
What is the connection between life and meaning?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Nuclear warheads ready to strike. This world is so fucked. Let's end it tonight.
I know.
Why not?
But then at the end, he's like, fuck.
Hey,
What did that fuck mean to you?
Like, he doesn't want it to be that way, but he can't find any other way.
Yeah, to me it was like, oh, okay, I didn't actually really want it to end.
Right. Right. Mr. Anderson, welcome back. We missed you. It ends tonight. Why do you keep getting up? And he yelled, you know the famous line?
No, what does he say back?
Because I choose to.
Oh.
All hail the omnipotent will of man.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you give the song?
8.7.
8 point, this is 9.3.
8.7.
This is a 9.3. This is a very, very good song. It's just, it takes something out of me for me to listen to it. Like it took something out of me for me to listen to this song in completion.
It was long. It felt long to me.
Well, it's meant, but it felt long in a different way. Like a lot of times songs are bad and they feel long because they're terrible songs.
Oh.
This one felt long because I feel like it was accomplishing exactly what it was supposed to do, which is that nihilism, that craziness, and that golly, I couldn't last 5 seconds in that world. Okay, all right, 9.3.
What did I say, 8.7?
I think you gave it a 9.3.
I didn't give it a 9.3. I gave it an 8.7.
Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone.